Greetings, one and all. Hold on, let me just get a close up here. There we go, perfect. Well, let's do some more. Let's play Bionicle Heroes. Last time we have upgraded Huki and Matoro. And we also wrapped up the second stage of Avac Stronghold. Now we're going into Menacing Keep. We're fighting against Krekka. I thought we were going to fight a Sidorak here, but apparently not. Yeah, the thing about Krekka is that I'm not sure this is actually part of official Bionicle, but Krekka's pretty much an idiot. Like, pretty much he's essentially between Brutaka and Nidiki. Krekka is the brute. Huki got his first kill, yay! Not like that matters. Holy shit, I'm slow. I already missed the other two. I missed Jaller already. Damn, Toro section. To get Matoro, and okay, that is it. We got Jar. There he is. Yes. Now we can make our way back. Because as you saw, there's a silver canister here. It's pretty dope. Well, some destroy stuff. By the way, yes, you can see Krekka's head all over the place. To symbolize that, yes, he is the boss of this area. For somebody as dim-witted, like, here's the thing about Nidiki and Krekka. Krekka is essentially the big, dumb brute, if you will. Oh, hello. Is that where I'm supposed to go? Because I see something else here. Both a silver canister that I almost missed, as well as Kongu! Give me this mask. Not mask, I mean canister, whatever. There. Damn it, Huki! You know what's the sad part about the brown characters of Bionicle? They tend to be the least popular. Like, and honestly, I cannot blame others who... Yeah, there's Nidiki, there's Brutaka up there, we have Sidorak, Brutaka, and Axon, Axon and Sidorak, we have yet to run into. Holy shit, these guys are everywhere. Sidorak don't know when to just drop. Alright, that is it. Boom booms. Damn my slow firing rate. In here is a trap. It was all a trap. Also, we need an AVAC. Get out of here. Before anyone asks, no, this is not a 100% playthrough, because that would mean I would have to end up doing a lot of cutting, and as you should know, my editing software is a complete piece of shite. There's our gold. Boom boom. And hero mode. You know, I already talked shit about the Bionicle community, but if there's one community that I think that I like the most, it's the Monster Hunter community. And I am glad to see that Monster Hunter is starting to get more recognition thanks to Monster Hunter World and the like. Is an enemy here? There he is. I'm paranoid. Now, climbing on the wall like Spooderman. But luckily we feel perfectly fine. Crap, there's a Vaki. Oh, okay. Honestly, I can't really blame people who don't necessarily like the brown Toa, since my favorite has always been the Toa of Fire, which in this case would be Jaller. What's this? V-Zone area. More Viscerac for us to pew pew. An area that we can access. Gold. Alright, we're done here. Yeah, honestly, with the Monster Hunter community, I think Monster Hunter has one of the best fandoms out there. Here's another silver canister for us to take. Because with the Monster Hunter community, they're just like, what's the next game? Like, they couldn't care about it. Like, they couldn't care. Like, if anything, I think Monster Hunter is one of the most chill communities out there. Especially when compared to some of the more toxic fandoms out there. Monster Hunter is rather lax, rather chill. Don't you jerk. Give me all this gold. And then I can give you. Yes. Actually, wait a minute. That explains it. That explains it perfectly. Suckers. Get another Kongu area, which will lead us to both Hero Mode and a golden canister. Or, you know, not give us Hero Mode. Okay. Perfectly fine. Hero Mode. Hi. Hello, buddies. We have another golden canister here for us to take. As well as some more cash, even though cash at this point is meaningless. Oh, come on. There we go. Go full Excalibur mode here. And we have found Krekka himself. You! How? My money! How dare you! Really, Krekka? Really? You gonna... Okay then. Oh crap, my minions. Oh. If only Nadiki was here to help me out. Well, I know there's no, like, stud multiplier or anything of the sort. By the way, the reason why I'm not concerned about my health is because A, we have, well, extra masks which refill our health. And secondly, like, whenever you die in Lego games, you don't really lose lives whatsoever. All you lose are currency. And in this point, in the case of this particular game, money is effectively worthless. By this point. Be gone, Tanak. And now, smack him again. Or, you know, should we bring that back? Woo! Not this time. Well, crap. We destroyed the bridge. Again. Not really concerned with losing Kongu, because we do have another mask. But yeah, if anything, I think Monster Hunter is essentially one of my favorite fandoms out there. They stopped us from grabbing this mask. Even though dying in this game is pointless, all you do is that you lose that character. I am using Kongu a lot because his weapon up close does a lot of damage. Speaking of which, let's take down Krekka. Yeah, the only time where you... oh, Trooper, you're my predator cannon. You don't look like a happy camper. Let's fix that. Brr. Let's use the force. Anything here? No? Okay. Grab. No exclusive cutscene. So we have found in total 4 silver canisters, as well as 2? No, 3 gold ones. Unlock the new character, Krekka. Menacing creep. Defeated 250 enemies as Kongu. So let us head over here and check out Krekka. Krekka. What Krekka lacks in intelligence, he makes up for in sheer power. His energy nets are strong enough to snare a Toa Metru, and his shoulder-mounted Kanoka disc launcher makes sure they stay defeated. This Dark Hunter is a menace to everything that lives on Metru Nui. Krekka did not become a Dark Hunter until after the Dark Hunter Toa War on Metru Nui. It is unknown what his occupation was beforehand. Krekka is a member of a species that belonged to and lived on Siderax Island. Set number 8623, year of release 2004. Yeah, he was a Dark Hunter. What are they? Bounty Hunters. Dark Hunters, from what I can tell, bounty hunters, basically. Meantime, we have Turaga Vakama's Kanoi Huna, the orange mask of concealment, originally worn by Turaga Vakama. Turaga no Kama's Kanoi Rao, pretty freaky looking. The light blue mask of translation, originally worn by Turaga no Kama. And lastly, Turaga Matao's Kanoi, what is it? Mahiki. Honestly, Turaga Vakama's mask, Turaga Matao's mask, not really too keen on the design. I actually prefer the Toa Metru design for this mask. So, in other words, when Matao was still a Toa. Anyway, the light green mask of illusion, originally worn by Turaga Matao. Pretty nifty to know. You're probably wondering what those two up there are. I'm going to go over those in the bonus part. Let's just say it has something to do with the silver canisters. So let us first grab all of these. meantime, let's go check out these areas. Nothing here. This is where the Boroks would be if we ever unlocked a Borok, but last we didn't. Here, however, is where the Vakis are. Here is Vorzak. Look at this dude just chilling in the corner. Yes, you can hold A to lock on to one of them. And if you want to unlock on, then you don't have to hold A. You just let go of A. Even though currency is at this point in the game pointless, since we already got all of the Toa upgrades, we might as well purchase something. Ain't gonna be any of these whatsoever. Unless we did a ton of grinding. And we all love grinding, don't we? Of course not. Purchase sandcastles. Who doesn't like sandcastles? Too bad they fall apart easily. Which sucks, in all honesty. Actually, hold on, holy shit, I forgot. Let us head up here to take a good look. No, go back. Other way. Not you. Krekka. Who is not even there. Dark Hunter Krekka is a menace to everything that lives on Retro Nui. Word of advice, if you're willing on playing this game, play it on other consoles, because the GameCube version, yes, I am playing this on the GameCube version, on the Nintendo GameCube. This game was released for other consoles, notably PS2, and I like to say Xbox Original or Xbox 360. I don't remember which. I know it was one of those two, I just don't recall which one it was. Hold on. So yeah. There were also two other versions that were drastically different from the console versions. The other two versions are the Game Boy Advance version, which is like a top-down kind of action-adventure kind of game. And then there was the Nintendo DS version, which, word of advice, don't even bother with the DS version. Let's just say the DS version is a first-person shooter, and all of you should already know what playing a first-person shooter on a freaking DS is like. Let's just say it doesn't end well. Let's just say first-person shooters on the Nintendo DS don't really do so hot, because the DS simply wasn't made for games like those. But then again, Nintendo back then wasn't necessarily okay with people, like, or not correction. Nintendo wasn't okay with mature games, game with all blood and gore. They wouldn't loosen up until like the N64 and Nintendo GameCube era of games, where they ended up allowing games like, say, Turok on their systems, uncensored and all. So it was around that era where Nintendo started getting less lenient. Meanwhile, in AVAX Stronghold, we have access to the final level of AVAX Stronghold, AVAX Dynamo, but we will save that for the next part. AVAC and its Crimson Chin. And so, next time on Bionicle Heroes, we will be facing off against AVAC. See you guys.